Hi everyone. I wanted to talk a little bit more about Alexandria Ocasio Cortez. Now we know she is a diabolic, demonic, hot mess when she's in front of a camera spewing hate and evil. She is out of control. She always has been. And that's just how she is. That's how she's wired. There's that old song, Insane in the Membrane. That's her. On steroids. And because she's wired like that, it's kind of like, and I hate to compare an animal because animals are from heaven and they're basically perfect. But if you have a pit bull who at some point of its life was mistreated by a stupid human being, it's usually a human being that messes it up for our pets. But you know, it's like Alexandria. She's wired to attack, and be evil and hate and satanic and try to drag down this country with a lot of toxic, unhealthy vomit of verbiage. And that's just how she is, guys. I hope she doesn't have any children. She is Satan on steroids. And Alexandria had sparred with her centrist Democratic colleagues over policy and rhetoric after House Democrats suffer unexpected loss. Oh, wow, I thought they were so smart. I thought these Democrats just had it all together. They're so manipulative and smart. So this was dated November 6th of 2020 by Eliza Relman. And surprisingly, this is on Yahoo News because, as we know, Yahoo is always talking trash about our president and about his family and about the facts about what's going on. You know, they're always reporting on the side, siding with communism and socialism. And it's all to everyone's detriment. You know, so everyone who's drinking that Kool-Aid is going to go down. So Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez publicly pushed back on criticism from centrist House Democrats who blamed the electoral losses on left-wing policy and rhetoric. Okay, guys, Alexandria, I know you think you're so smart, but I'll tell you what, if we had a debate, you wouldn't win. You wouldn't win. You wouldn't win with me. I'm just gonna let you know. You guys are so evil, and you're so full of yourselves. Your neurosis, it's neurosis is out of control, and you're so mentally unstable and imbalanced. You don't even see it when you talk. When you run your mouth and you foaming of the mouth, you don't even know that you're doing yourself a huge disservice. You're doing yourself a huge disservice. And you don't even know it. That's how stupid you are. That's how foolish you are. And guess what? God's laughing at you. I'm sure God's laughing at you. Yeah. So this dumbass blamed this year's electoral failures in part on lackluster digital campaigns and said it's a myth that swing seat Democrats can't win on progressive policy. Okay, so I'm just going to say it. Oh, honey, come here, baby. So I'm just going to say it. Cortez, you are dumber than a bag of rocks. You know, you don't have to have a doctrine. You don't even have to be able to speak English to see when this woman is in front of a camera. She is a powerhouse of shit. She's so toxic. She is such a detriment. She is such an embarrassment. I would be embarrassed to be her. And she can't help it. She's so messed up in the head. She's so brainwashed. She's so brainwashed. There's no saving. So it's like, you know, those pit bulls who get mistreated by stupid humans. And they got to put them down. That's kind of like what you got to do with this bitch. Alexandria, you know, if there was a vaccine that was legal to give to this bitch to put her down because she's such a detriment to not only her own fellow Democrats, her own party, but she's like a never-ending nightmare of hell. This one. So, you know, when you're telling people that socialism is the way to go, and you're running your mouth like a crazy left-wing radical fool, and you don't even know it, you're the last one to find out. And I'm sure you got a phone. I'm sure you got a TV. Don't bite me, baby. She doesn't like me doing videos. I'm sure you got a TV. I'm sure you got a video camera. And you watch yourself and you're proud of that mess. I'd rather slip and fall in a pile of shit than have to see and listen to your face every day. So, Abigail Spanberger, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, a Virginia Democrat who faced a competitive re-election race, argued during a caucus on Thursday that the party needs to abandon democratic socialism and calls to defund police. House Democrats were expected to expand their majority this week while powering Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden to the White House. Instead, they lost at least half a dozen seats. You guys, these people are so evil, so criminalistic. They can't even see that they are of the making of their own demise. It's just like, you know, on the movies or cartoons, you know, these evil people are conducting stuff, making life hell for everybody. And they end up being the creators of their own demise. They themselves, just like this bitch. And she can't see it. And she's laughing at Trump, or she's laughing at Jesus. Bitch, Jesus and Trump is laughing at you. And maybe he's not, so I don't want to speak for him, but I'm just going to say he is. So several centrist House members took aim at the party's left wing, arguing that progressive policies and rhetoric had, in fact, undermined their appeal, particularly in suburban districts, during a consensuous call on Thursday, the Washington Post reported. So Representative Abigail Spanberger, a Virginia Democrat who faced a tough re-election race, and others took issue with democratic socialism, calling to defund the police. We got to get AOC out. I wish I could run up against her. I really do. Someone went on to say, we need not ever to use the word socialist or socialism ever again. We lost good members because of that, Spanberger said on the call. If we are classifying Tuesday as a success, we will get effing torn apart in 2022. Well, guess what, guys? You guys are a walking abomination to this earth, to this country. You're gonna get torn apart regardless. You guys are gonna get torn apart regardless. I'm just gonna let you know. It is Jesus Christ's will for our president to continue to stay in office. And the American people are gonna fight like hell. We're going to support our fellow Republicans. We're going to support our president. And, you know, Alexandria publicly pushed back on the criticisms from Spanberger, which she called finger pointing, in a series of tweets on Friday. See, you know, Representative Alexandria can't take the heat. She can dish it out, but she can't take it. She can't take it. She's a little bitch. She's all bark. She's dumb as hell. She's dumber than a bag of rocks. She doesn't know how horrible she sounds and looks. Fix those goddamn gopher teeth. You got the money, or I don't know what you got, but you gotta fix those damn teeth. She looks like she's been gnawing on children's legs. You know, they're all Satanists. They're all sick. So, the Bronx native, she's from the Bronx, and I'm so sorry. Feel so bad for the Bronx. She argued it's a myth that Democrats can't swing seats while running on a progressive policies, and blamed this year's electoral failures in part on lackluster digital campaigns. You see how stupid she is? She's like in denial of her own failures. This trash shouldn't even be a representative. I can't even believe she's a representative. I mean, I honestly can't believe she's a representative. I feel like I'm being punked. I feel like I'm Giuliani right now getting punked. That's how I feel reading this. And when I see her, such a hot mess. She's such a travesty. Many Democratic campaigns abandoned door knocking during the pandemic, a move she suggested hurt their voter turnout efforts. So Ocasio tweeted that almost all the Democrats who struggled or lost their re-elections this week had, in fact, awful execution on digital during a pandemic. So, you know, this bitch is going to blame it on something. She's going to find it something to blame it on other than her demonic fraud Democratic Party and their progressive policies. Let me tell you something, bitch. We're not doing socialism. We're not doing communism. And you need to get your head checked. You need to like go to a doctor. You need to go to an insane asylum and just stay there. That's what you need to do. So she also took aim at Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, the House campaign arm, for blacklisting political vendors that have worked on primary campaigns against sitting Democrats. Cortez and other progressives have taken issue with the DCCC rule in the past, blaming the group for protecting conservative Democrats in safe blue districts. Now, Cortez, who beat extremely well-funded primary and general election opponents, and listen, I know that bitch didn't win fairly. They frauded her ass to victory. That's how they do. All these little evil ones like her, it's all fraud, because no one can stand her. Not even her own party can stand her. How could she win anything? It's because they frauded her through votes. They frauded her in. and they got her in as a representative. She needs to be taken out. So Cortez argued that shying away from progressive activists amounts to ignoring young voters and the Democratic Party base of black and brown voters. Listen, this woman is so ass backwards that she's, they brainwash these black and brown people, white people, yellow people, purple people, into believing that they're concocted evil policies. They won't talk about core packing. This bitch ain't talking about core packing. She's not going to talk about how our country's going to become communist China once they take, Biden was to win. They're going to be going after people, murdering them, and then harvesting their organs. It's going to be so bad. This bitch ain't talking about no fucking policies. The only thing she's talking about is some BS. Just, she runs her mouth. She's foaming at the mouth with these extreme socialism messages. And she's wondering, and then defunding the police, and she's wondering why no one can stand her. This bitch needs a head check. She goes, you can't just tell black, brown, and youth organizers writing in to save us every election to be quiet or not to have the reps champion them when they need us, she wrote. Bitch, you're not saving nobody. See, I can't even stand her because everything she says is so twisted. These Democrats are like abusive parents that abuse their children, and then they try to pretend that they love their children, and then they make their children sick, give their children like old food or drugs in the food, and then they punish the child when the child has an adverse effect. That's how Democrats are to American people. People don't even realize how twisted these people are. So then she says, or she wrote, or wonder why they don't even show up for midterms when they're scolded for existing, especially when they're delivering victories. This person, oh God, I wish they could just give her a one-way ticket to the middle of nowhere, to the middle of the desert. But even some members of House Progressive Caucus, of which Cortez is a member, agreed with their centrist colleagues that labels like socialist are hurting the party's appeal in many parts of the country. You don't say. You guys are so smart. You're just figuring that out. Good for you. I think Republicans did get some traction trying to scare people on the socialist narrative. Representative Jared Huffman, a California Democrat, told the Post, "These labels do distract us and divide us in unfortunate ways. What's the point of embracing a phrase like that? All you do is feed into these fears and bogus narratives." No, see how twisted these guys are? Basically, they were talking about partially of what they wanted to do. And as soon as this started coming out of their mouths, people were like, oh, hell no. And they put the brakes on. And then they're like, oh, well, this isn't really a great way of phrasing these things because it brings unfortunate narratives and fears and these bogus beliefs upon us. Bogus beliefs? You mean the facts? Like people see the facts? You guys are going to pack the courthouse? You're going to add some other parts of the country that don't belong to us onto us, and then you guys are just gonna make it communism and socialism, and that's supposed to be like all rainbows and unicorns. Cortez is sick. Representative Jared Huffman, I'm gonna look you up. You're a representative of my state, California. You're sick. Maxine Waters is sick. Gavin Newsom is sick. You guys are the most sick, twisted, evil Satanists. You guys are the biggest criminals. And, you know, I can't stomach you guys. I can't even stomach looking at Newsom's face. He's so gross. Pedophile. Greasy hair. You know, he has so much money, he can't even get laser, wash his goddamn hair, dye his hair, take a bath, take a shower before you leave the house. He looks so greasy all the time. And this one, Cortez, got some, you know, they got these satanic little fangs, fangs going on, like Savannah Guthrie, and Breonna Kellier of CNN. You know, Cortez got like, she doesn't just got it like this. Cortez got it like this, and like this. You know, she got the full satanic, you know, buck-tooth evil overbite. Evil. These people are not only ugly on the inside, guys, but they're ugly on the outside. They're, I can't even think of the word, but like they're vomit worthy. Repulsive. These people are so repulsive. And you know, I'll tell you something. When I am talking about the evil that's trying to take over our country, I am allowed to degrade evil. I am allowed to cuss. I am allowed to use what God has given me to degrade this evil. We can't be nice to this trash. They're not flowers, and they're not little fuzzy bunny rabbits. This is the most toxic evil, trying to stranglehold, tie down our country with the most evil plans, agenda, and people are going to be dying. People are going to be taken against their will. The list is going to go on. I've said it a million times. All right, guys. I wish we can get this one Cortez out. She makes no sense. She's a detriment to society, and everything she says is disgusting. She's foul, and I can't stomach her. And I'm sure the rest of the country who has to hear this trash can't stand her either. And I'm so glad they're going down. They're like, oh, what's going on? We're so smart, you know. Why is this not working for us? Cortez, you're a laughing stock of this country. You're dumber than a bag of rocks. Get it together. Oh wait, I forgot. There's no help for you. There's no saving you. All right, guys. Cortez is a laughing stock of this country, and I'm so glad. You know, what you put out is what you get, bitch. All right, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Everybody have a great weekend. Everyone hang in there. Let's fight this voter fraud, guys. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye, guys. Take care of each other. Be good to each other, guys. Support each other.